Hey everybody, my name is Jen Pierce and I'm a Beachbody coach. Today I wanted to share with you, number one, what that even means and why I started in this business and why I'm still doing it almost 2 years later. So you guys may have heard of Beachbody. This is the company that is the makers of P90X or Insanity. We also do the 21-Day Fix and PIO and all these other great at-home workout programs, and also going into a lot of some live classes. Some of you maybe have been lucky enough to do a P90X live or PIO live class. So we have both that, and we have all the infomercials that you're always seeing late night on TV or when you're at a hotel or whatever. So that's the company Beachbody. Beachbody is actually a really gigantic company based out in California. And besides fitness programs, their whole focus is on ending the trend of obesity. That's really what it's about. There's so many studies and news articles, and you see it every day, that as a country, we're moving in this direction that might not be the best as far as our health goes. A lot of people, myself included, don't know how to make the right food choices, or don't know exactly what they're supposed to do to keep their health in check. There's so many options when we're at the store of things that aren't healthy or fast food, all this stuff, and it can be hard to kind of navigate that whole thing. So Beachbody's focus is to help people with that. The one aspect, of course, is the fitness side, and then the other part is the nutrition side. If you've ever seen any of my videos or worked with me before, nutrition is like the biggest key. I would rather just focus on nutrition and not even worry about working out, and then add that in later. And that is definitely a complete 180 from when I first started, back in the day, coming out of, being this huge gym rat and working out all the time, but then eating like crap and being, weird and concerned about why nothing was happening and I wasn't seeing any results. So the nutrition side, Beachbody has this phenomenal smoothie. It's got all the nutrients you could ever need in a day. I use it for breakfast. It's called Shakeology. It's the best. And then we also have a line of performance supplements. So like pre-workout, post-workout, creatine. These are really awesome for anyone that's really trying to get to like their peak level performance, whether it's racing or lifting heavy or whatever it may be. So Beachbody kind of has like the whole like gamut of everything to help people get healthier, stay healthier, be to their best abilities, all that kind of stuff. They have this really awesome opportunity, and a lot of us learn about it when we first come across a program. A few years ago, I was not healthy. I was out of shape. I was depressed. I was struggling with my weight and my confidence and everything. And a friend of mine said, hey, a bunch of us are doing this workout program. You can do it at your house. It's called P90X3. It's only a half hour. Do you want to do it with us? And I was like, okay. That sounds good to me. I loved the half hour. I loved that I could do it at my house. At that time, I lived in Houston, and anyone that either lives in Houston or another big city, you know about traffic, right? It is ridiculous. Getting from work to the gym was so stressful. I used to have to race to the gym to get in line, to get a ticket, to get a bike in spin class, and you had to get one of the first 5 tickets because out of the 30 bikes there were only 5 that were really good. And so I would like drive like a maniac to get to the gym and rush around and try to get one of those tickets, and normally I would be late and I would end up with a crappy bike. And I mean, the stress, and I mean, I probably could have gotten in a billion accidents. So that's not what working out is about. It isn't about like I have to go and I have to do and creating all this extra like stress and nastiness. That's not really the intent. And so when I was offered this opportunity of working out in my own house, like I didn't have to drive, I didn't have to use a public shower, I was like, okay, let's try this out. So I started P90X3, and this is a 3-month program. And I was terrible when I first started. I was so awful. I could barely do push-ups, and I was really bummed because before this, I had been in really great shape. I had, I was always the girl that was going to the gym at lunch break. I ran triathlons, and then, life happened, and I ended up not being where I was. And so here I am doing this program and I couldn't even do push-ups, and I'm like, I'm a triathlete and I can't do push-ups. It was really, really difficult for me. But throughout this whole process, I had my friend who was my coach, my support system, just encouraging me to keep going. I had a bunch of other people doing the program too. And, we would all do the same workout, and then we would share on Facebook in this little private group, like, oh my gosh, who else tried that move? Like, that was terrible. And everyone's like, oh yeah, that was awful. I'm so glad we got through that. Like, great job, everybody. We just had this little community going. And so I ended up getting results. I lost about 10 pounds. I got back on the right track of healthy and eating the right things and being physically active again. And I was starting to feel so much better about myself. And then my friend goes, there's this whole like coaching business thing. You should think about getting into it. And I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Sorry for the language, but like that was my reaction. I was like, I could never, ever do what you did. I couldn't run a group. I'm the girl that could barely do the push-ups when we started. And she's like, no, you would be good. You're always sharing about how you modify things and all your recipes. Everyone loves that stuff. You would be great at it. You would be a really good support system. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I thought about it. I went to a group that she had on Facebook where I just learned a bunch of information about, this coaching thing that Beachbody had going on and how it worked and how you made money. And, I was like, information never hurts anyone. So I went to it. And one of the biggest things that kind of came out of that is I listened to this phone call from this woman named Janelle Summers. And if you're familiar with the Beachbody coaching industry, Janelle is like the best. She's like top, like the best coach that we have, rock star. She's phenomenal. And I've seen her speak in person. And the other great thing about her is that she's just like a normal person, just like us. Like you would walk down the street next to her and you might be like, oh, check out that girl over there. She's got a really cute workout outfit on. She just looks like everybody else. And I listened to this call from her where she said, why not you? Why couldn't you do this business? Like, what is the thing that makes you think that you can't? And for me, it was just this big like fear, like, just this fear of people thinking I'm weird or people being like, what's she doing? She doesn't know anything. She can't help people. And I had this big fear. But when the question was posed that way, and, Janelle doesn't even know me, but I know her. And when she asked me that question, why not you? I really took that to heart and I really thought about it. And there is no good answer. There is no reason that I could say of why I couldn't do this. I had been going through my own journey and learning about how to modify things and how to do things and fit them in my schedule and how to cook foods in the kitchen that were healthier than what I was eating. I'm an engineer. That's what my degree is in. So I love making spreadsheets and systems and all these tools that were helping me stay organized and, and do my best. And so I'm like, I could share those things with people. We also eat kind of a different diet. My husband is typically gluten and dairy free. And then recently I found out that I have all these food allergies. And so for years I've been figuring out how to cook that way in the kitchen and how to take a normal recipe and like swap out ingredients. And so I'm like, I could share that with people because when I was first starting, I needed help with that. I was Googling and looking at research and recipes and reading all this stuff. And if I had a person that I could go ask and say, hey, how did you modify this move? Because I can't do it. Or I have this awesome recipe that I love, but I know it's not healthy. How do I make it better for myself? If I had someone that I could just go to and ask, that would have been so much easier. So I was really thought about it and I was like, okay, I could do that for other people. And then I thought about how if I was a coach and I said, hey, everyone, the month of May, we're going to work out 5 days a week and we're going to share it with each other. I can't quit. I have other people counting on me to be their leader and work out. And I was like, that is going to be helpful. I am notorious for reaching a goal, training for something, crossing a finish line, and then being like, oh, I did it. How cool is that? Done. And then I won't work out for like months. And I mean, that's how I have been like on a yo-yo diet for my whole life. So I was like, okay, this accountability piece, like the helping people piece is cool, but this accountability piece might be really what I need right now. So I said yes, and I started being a coach. I started accountability. That was all I was really focused on, and I wanted to share some helpful tips with people. And that's how I started. And that was 2 years ago. Today I am still coaching, and that's a huge accomplishment because one of the things that I don't know that a lot of people realize, and it's not like we are trying to be secretive about all this or whatever, but this isn't one of those things where you just like sign up and like the next day you're a millionaire. It takes work. Like, this is a business that you can start from your own house by sharing your journey and sharing your life and sharing things that work for you. But it's still a business. It's not, I just post on Facebook and then I'm a millionaire in a week. There is work to be done, and it takes time, and it takes dedication, and it takes scheduling. All those things, of course, I would help with because, I've been in the business for a while, and I have my systems and my time management skills. So that's what I would always, that's what I help my new coaches with. But it takes work. And so there are a lot of people that are so excited and gung-ho about this and get started, and then they're like, oh, this is the real deal, and they might not, decide to pursue it. So still here after 2 years, still working and helping. And the cool thing is that the why about why you coach changes. Like, my why has changed like 5 or 6 times since I first started at the beginning of, I need accountability and I have some tips to share. It's now transformed into this thing where I really have some tips to share, like really have tips. The more that I talk to people and go through life, and you meet people that really, they have the basic questions of, I'm in the grocery store and I don't even know what's healthy for me. I mean, there's commercials like Taco Bell and like Little Debbie cakes, and like that's all you see on TV, or like beer and wings when you're watching sports, and you get so inundated in this that we're in this life where someone literally stands in the grocery store and doesn't know what's good for them. That, to me, that's my why. That is why I do this. I have been fortunate enough to learn and do research and be around people that have taught me what is healthy and how to eat healthy and how to be a healthy person, so I can live a long, happy, healthy life and be around my family. And some people need help with that, and that's what I want to do and help them with. And so that is one huge piece. The other piece, over the 2 years that I've been doing this, I've really gotten to work with so many amazing coaches from so many different backgrounds. Right now, I'm busy, but compared to everybody else, I don't have so much going on. I have a husband. We have a house. We live in Michigan. I have to clean the house, which I hate. I work full time as an engineer, and then I have my Beachbody business, and of course my friends and my family. But there are other coaches that have kids, have 5 kids, have multiple kids, that are teachers, that are nurses, and they might work night shift, and they still do this. Everybody has a story and a place that they come from, and it's so cool to get to work with all these people and then see those coaches that have been doing this for many, many years. They're retiring from their jobs and they're like 30. They are retiring their husbands from their jobs. They work at home. They help people. They write blogs and share tips and recipes and make videos. They get to be present in their kids' lives like way more than I know at this point. If we were to start a family, I mean, I'm still working 40 hours a week, and so is my husband. I mean, we're fortunate that we work in the town we live in, so that's helpful. But if we had kids right now, you know, the presence I would personally want to have might not be an option. And so seeing all of these women, it's mostly women, you know, there's plenty of male coaches too, but this really is a business that is dominated by women. So it's really cool to see these moms make this their full-time job and leave the corporate world and stay home with their kids and run their own schedules and have their own lives and have the freedom to be there for their families when they need them, to have the freedom to stay home when their kids are sick, you know, to be able to decide today is an awesome day. I think I'm only going to go into the office for 3 hours today and do the rest, you know, tonight. The freedom to choose to do that and to run your own business the way you want, that is a huge part of my why now as a coach. And it wasn't there at the beginning, but that's just because I wasn't exposed to it and I didn't really understand the potential that this business has to offer. So disclaimer, have to put this in for the corporate people. All of these claims of income and freedom and retiring from your job, nothing is guaranteed in this business. To reach that level, you have to put in that much extra energy and effort. Everything is dependent on your own personal skills and abilities and work ethic, all that blah, 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 blah stuff. Like I said, this is not one of those things where you start posting on Facebook and you make $1 million. That is not how it works. But if you have a strong desire to help and make an impact, and you have this piece in you that wants to, you know, stay accountable to yourself and work out, this might be something for you. I mean, right now, you know, since I am art, I have my full-time job and then I have this job. So it's not like I'm, you know, rolling in the money right now, but this Beachbody piece, it pays for bills, it pays for groceries. We just bought a new house. It helps pay for the mortgage. It helps us take those little weekend trips that before we might really have thought really hard about if we had the money to do so. You know, so right now it is just extra nice, extra bonus income. But knowing that it eventually could replace a full-time job income, that's huge. That's huge. So that fuels my fire, and it keeps me going, and it's such a great little community that I found myself in, that I have supportive people that I get to work with. I have people that love fitness and nutrition like I do. I have people that don't think I'm weird, that like me, that get me. And then I have the potential to really have my own personal solid business that I am the boss of, me, that I run out of my own house, in my office. Here's my cool office. One of the things I love about this house is there was this little like den space. And when we first moved in, I was like, that's my office. So, you know, I decorated, got all my bobbleheads up there. But this is my office, and you know, I'm running my business. How cool is that? Okay, thank you if you made it this far in this video. I hope I've helped you get an understanding of Beachbody and coaching and why I started, and maybe it has helped you think through if you want to try this business. That's the thing that I always tell people is just try it. And don't say like, I'm going to try for a month and see how it goes. I promise you in a month, you are not going to be able to decide. A month isn't enough time. You're trying to grow a business. Hello. So try it. Give yourself 3 months. Give yourself 6 months. Give yourself a year. If you're already working out and, you know, drinking Shakeology, which some of you might be, you don't really have anything to lose. You were going to still do that anyway. So you might as well, you know, share a little bit. You might already be sharing too, that you have this awesome stuff that you love that's helping people. So you might as well just see if this is something that could bring income to your family, to you, you know, where you can run your own business, and it might help you continue to stay on this healthy lifestyle. I know for me, if I hadn't have done this, 99% sure that all the weight that I lost, which has been about 30 pounds, would be back. I would be back to going out to lunch every single day. I'd be back to being heavy. I'd be back to none of my clothes fitting, because before this, I didn't know how to stick to a lifestyle. I couldn't do it. I didn't know. I wasn't surrounded by people that could help me with that. So I pretty much guarantee you that if I had not become a coach, I would have totally reverted back to the unhappy, unhealthy self that I was doing. So I'm, of course, very glad that I said yes to this. I thank you again for watching if you're still here. I see my little counter on the screen, and I've been talking for a while. So again, I appreciate it. If you have questions, or if I've said anything that has piqued your interest or anything like that, please reach out. I am here. I love to talk. You can email me at healthyjenpierce@gmail.com. Healthy, like the word healthy, Jen, Jen, and Pierce, Piece, like you're getting your ears pierced. healthyjenpierce@gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook, facebook.com/healthyjenpierce. That's me. So again, thank you for watching, and I'm here if you want to chat or have any questions. Bye.